Hey guys, Confirm here. Today is another death battle reaction. We're reacting to Shigaraki versus Mahito, My Hero Academia versus Jujutsu Kaisen. So this is the first battle this season that I don't really know like anything about either of the characters. I at least sort of like knew who Joker was and like stuff like that, but I literally have no idea who these people are. I haven't watched either of these animes, so this should be pretty interesting. From what I've heard, Shigaraki like blatantly outstats, and unless Mahito like pulls out some domain expansion bullshit, Shigaraki stomps. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know either of these characters, so I guess we'll see. Why is this frozen? Stop that. Well, yeah. So I'm not really like rooting for anyone this time. So, you know, this is interesting. I get to learn about these characters and get spoiled for these animes that I'm probably never gonna watch. It's awesome. Also, I don't know why, but this death battle came out a day early. They're normally Sunday 1 p.m., but it's Saturday right now, so I guess I don't know. Also, I'm real excited for the fight because it's another one animated by Moro. So if you don't know, they animated Bowser vs. Eggman, as well as like, you know, Indie Cross. And a bunch of other stuff. Very talented animator. What the hell is this YouTube Premiere thing, bro? It doesn't even show a timer. How am I supposed to know how much time there is left? There's no timer. 0. That's a number. Yeah, I saw the preview. It looks pretty good.
Shigaraki versus Mahito.
The symbol of fear versus the human disaster curse.
He's
okay. Human disasters.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Tenko Shimura was just a sweet, shy boy who loved superheroes.
Okay, this is My Hero Academia, right?
Sometimes the hand of fate can't abide sweet, shy boys.
Ruthlessly beaten and abused by his hero-hating father, Tenko pushed beyond his emotional limits until he activated his inherent superpower, or quirk.
It wasn't something cool like flight or super strength. In his terror, he accidentally killed his whole family.
Oh my god.
Except for dear old dad.
Oh yeah, and I heard about like the connection is like if you touch them then you die or something.
Silently begging for someone, anyone, to help him. If only a hero was there to save him. But instead, the only open hand he found belonged to the devil.
All for one. The greatest supervillain in history.
All for one?
He took Tenko under his wing, feeding a hatred of everyone
and
everything, and grooming him to one day.
The good guy's name is One for All, and the bad guy's name is All for One. That's hype, actually.
With that came a new name, Tomura Shigaraki, and an absolutely
He's got hands.
nightmarish quirk, Decay. It does what it says on the tin. Anything Shiggy touches with all 5 fingers turns to dust. The perfect power for someone who just wants to destroy. Pretty menacing, if not for that dorky-ass costume. I get it, hands are his thing, but come on, they just look so
that
dumb
looks
and
extremely impractical.
Those aren't prosthetics. Those are real hands from his family that he killed, attached to his face, and explicitly commanded to be left there by his mentor so that he would never forget his rage.
Wow.
While his use of decay started off relatively weak, it rapidly increased in power and range as Shigaraki came into his own.
Decay isn't even limited to whatever he's touching. Anything that touches something he's decaying also decays.
Okay, so it spreads.
Like an all-consuming miasma that can wipe out anything from an enormous tower to an entire city.
If decay reaches you, your only hope is to isolate the body part that is disintegrating before it gets to something vital.
After years of training with the greatest supervillain of all time, Shigaraki was finally put in charge of his own team with one mission. He must kill his master's rival, the #1 hero, All Might.
Only to fall flat on his face.
Shigaraki was a terrible leader, quick-tempered, short-sighted, and, well...
cringe! Oh, he's just so cringe.
League of Legends!
Gamer lingo unironically. He whines like a baby when things don't go his way. He's the kind of guy who would say normie in real life. In front of normies.
But they say defeat is the greatest teacher of all. Only through struggle could Shigaraki manifest his dark conviction.
Right as All Might's new protege, Izuku Midoriya, was coming into his own as well.
These two rivals, the inheritors of their master's blood feud, would push themselves past their own limitations.
Especially when All Might and All for One double KO'd each other, leaving Shigaraki to lead the League of Villains all by himself.
And with the stakes higher than ever before, Shigaraki stepped up. He personally battled
like a
the
main
monstrous
villain?
Gigantomachia for a month and a half straight, and conquered other villain organizations to create the Paranormal Liberation Front. Thousands of new soldiers for his personal army.
All to impress All for One's personal
Eggman.
Dr. Ujiko, who spent months upgrading Shigaraki's body to make it more like his sensei's. It might have been constant agony, but Shiggy went from Chud to Chad.
Ujiko's experimentation vastly increased Shigaraki's strength, speed, and durability, enough to match and surpass even All Might's absurd power.
Sharing All Might's power between them, Deku and Bakugo were able to punch an island-sized
Goku and
hole in a
Frieza.
cloud that reached 24 miles into the sky. We've calculated that before to be nearly 80 million megatons of TNT, almost as much as the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs.
And Shigaraki can now move fast enough that his body produces hypersonic shockwaves and can even catch laser beams.
And he's tough enough to survive Star and Stripes Intercontinental Ballistic Cruise Punch. Now the new name for my penis. Move over, gigantic Omega Storm. Anyway, it also made a blast so big it showed up against the curvature of the Earth.
Though he might seem invincible, when Shigaraki's body is pushed hard enough, he
oh
will
my
evolve
God.
into a state of uncontrollable power.
So Decay became, oh shit, more hands.
Shigaraki can spontaneously generate flesh into existence.
Jesus.
Whenever
Holy
he
shit!
can even use it as a type of armor to defend himself in close combat.
But that's nothing compared to Ujiko's greatest gift. Shigaraki wanted to be the new All for One. So what better way than the old man's quirk?
All for One's quirk, All for One, allows its user to steal and store quirks with just a touch.
And All for One has hundreds of them stored up, collected over the years.
Each quirk is connected to a memory of its user's essence in the form of a spirit, a vestige.
Kinda like a piece of their soul. They exist in this kinda psychic world in Shigaraki's body and can even act as a spiritual defense should it be invaded.
And with those vestiges came quirks like super fast healing, air blasts, radio waves, flight, telekinesis, teleportation of others, and the ability to track foes.
Super regen,
he can even combine multiple quirks together, like in this big-ass electric Kamehameha.
However, any vestige stolen or destroyed will also remove that quirk from Shigaraki's repertoire.
Okay, so he has a bunch of
sentient, and some can even fight for control.
Which is when the second shoe finally dropped. Because Shigaraki also got All for One's vestige, that means All for One was now in possession of a shiny new body that he'd spent the last 15 years molding for him to take over.
Shigaraki's entire existence was planned from the beginning. Why? Because All Might's previous mentor was Nana Shimura, Tanko's grandmother.
Oh, that's a mess with All Might. That is some next level hating right there.
He manipulated Shigaraki's entire life, all for one purpose. To create a soul so corrupted, it would grind away at All Might's perfect world, allowing All for One to take full control.
But All for One's possession wasn't complete, and Shiggy managed to fight his way back to the top, literally decaying his way through vestiges in the process, all to fight his rival Deku one last time.
Despite Izuku's best efforts to save him, Shigaraki was too far gone. His spirit decayed by years of venomous hatred.
And the new symbol of hope defeated the new symbol of fear, burying All for One's grudge for good.
All that Shigaraki asked was to be remembered as the heartless destroyer he was raised to be, and not the broken, angry, crying little boy he really was deep inside.
For just that one moment, though, Shiggy got in Deku the only thing he'd been denied his whole life, the one thing his lifelong nihilistic tantrum was really all about. He got a hero who tried to save him.
Damn, that's crazy.
This battle is sponsored by Robinhood Gold.
Robinhood, I love
Gold.
What is
you
this?
can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
I love retirement.
Of the very privileged
I
are
love
no
investing.
longer exclusive.
I think it's where
With
Robinhood
Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%.
This is part of the video where I self-promo, guys. Subscribe to my channel, guys. I do other power scaling stuff on this channel. If you guys like power scaling, which you probably do because you're watching a death battle reaction, you should check out my power scaling stuff.
Robinhood
Yep.
Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match and must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. Ever since Cain slew his brother Abel and wetted his fields with his blood, man's
Mahito
greatest
time.
fear has been his fellow man.
But what
I know a
if
little
this
bit
fear
about
took on
Jujutsu
a
Kaisen.
life of its own?
What if all that negative emotion humans felt for one another spilled from their bodies and congealed, forming, over time, a living being fueled by malice, which believes in nothing but the law of the jungle?
Well, then you'd have the special grade curse with the patch face, Mahito. Oh, I've had people tell me I've become a human disaster curse when I've had too many mojitos.
Mahito is one of the deadliest beings to ever afflict mankind. He's no mere mortal, though, but a cursed spirit. Innumerable spirits exist, weaker or stronger depending on the amount of anxieties, jealousies, hatreds, and fears humans feel about them.
Like the fear of locusts, kinda weak. Or the fear of smallpox, getting stronger. Or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So it follows that mankind's fear of itself would be extremely powerful.
That makes sense.
Those negative emotions manifest as Mahito, a being composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil ki. Cursed energy can be used to make spirits way stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human. And it's invisible, making curses like Mahito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a life or death situation can galvanize a normal person to see a cursed spirit.
That also makes cursed spirits virtually immune.
So is he
to
going to be
physical
invisible
damage.
to
They may be physically present
Shigaraki?
in space, but can only be harmed by attacks that embody spirit matter like cursed energy.
Which makes curses insanely hard to get rid of, like ghosts, cockroaches, or my ex. That's why you need a Jujutsu sorcerer to come in and Kaisen the shit out of them. They call it exorcism, but I like the way I said it better.
Curses and sorcerers have battled each other for millennia, waging an endless war over the fate of humanity.
What the fuck is that?
Exclusively in Japan, though, for some reason.
But Mahito was special. You see, most curses are basically dumb animals, but Mahito has so much cursed energy that it gave him sentience.
So he was recruited by
He's basically just a
Jujutsu
guy.
alongside other special grade disaster curses to wreak havoc
What is
upon
that?
the world.
The fear of water?
They made Mahito their leader.
And even more frightening than intelligence and
I know the volcano guy's
Mahito
fire.
possessed
I know that much.
philosophy.
Perhaps informed by the tragic meaninglessness of interhuman conflict, Mahito is an existential nihilist, believing in nothing but his own will to power. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and Mahito is the wolf.
Which also makes him kind of a goofball. If nothing matters, why not have fun with the slaughter? Really get your steps
There's like an
in.
octopus
He loves
guy.
to dig around and toy with your emotions like a cartoon character before slitting your throat.
An appropriate
Okay, so he
analogy
doesn't take fights
considering his
seriously.
first technique, idle transfiguration.
Using his cursed energy, Mahito can control anyone's soul with just a touch, including his own. In fact, he's so good at manipulating his own soul that you can't even kill the bastard without directly targeting it.
In Jujutsu Kaisen, the soul and the body share an immutable connection. Whatever happens to the former affects the latter.
This lets Mahito squash.
I don't remember if
shape-shift his
Shigaraki
body
had
into
any
literally
soul
anything
manipulation.
he wants, like Play-Doh. He can turn his limbs into blades or clubs, grow wings like a bird or fins like a fish.
He can also shapeshift.
Form his body around injuries, or even create clones.
Curse users are naturally unharmed by their own ability. Should he touch a human, though, his alterations to their body are instantly fatal.
And since he's attacking your soul, those physical wounds are gonna be impossible to heal.
Even if his alteration isn't directly fatal, the human body won't last more than a few moments in a transfigured state.
All that with one touch! God, I thought herpes was bad.
His powers mean Mahito treats humans as effectively disposable dolls that he can gleefully experiment with. The more casualties, the better, especially if he gets to break your spirit first and watch you suffer.
Even more twisted is when he combines two transfigured humans together for soul multiplicity. Essentially a giant torrent of body horror flesh that he repels at an opponent.
Mahito is
What
unbelievably
the
creative
fuck?
with his application of idol transfiguration, and despite being a newborn curse, consistently keeps experienced sorcerers on the back foot.
It helps that he's a quick study who's picked up a number of different curse techniques, like the Black Flash.
Okay.
Applying cursed energy within 1 microsecond of an impact with an enemy, space
1
itself will
microsecond.
distort, exponentially amplifying its force by a factor of 2.5.
Not only does
Okay.
this hurt like a mother, it
So what is
restores
his
your
base
curse
strength?
technique and gets you fully in the zone.
And would require reflexes moving nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. It's no surprise then that Mahito also
Mach
unlocked the
932,
pinnacle
okay.
of sorcerer techniques, the domain.
Did they go over Shigaraki's
expansion.
speed?
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
domain expansion,
More
here we go.
hands. A domain is like a barrier of cursed energy, but if you're caught inside, Mahito can use idol transfiguration instantly without even needing to touch you.
It's called the self-embodiment of perfection, the ultimate expression of Mahito's absolute control over his victim's body and soul. The only time it ever failed was against the student sorcerer and Mahito's archenemy, Yuji Itadori.
Because not only was Yuji a barf-inducing goody little two-shoes who believed in the inalienable rights of all living things, blah, 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 he also had a curse inside of him.
The king of curses.
Oh,
Which
scary.
meant Mahito's ability affected both souls in Yuji's body. Sukuna didn't like that. No surprise, and kicked Mahito's ass, forcing Patchface to fight with a handicap whenever facing his pink-haired menace.
Oh,
belief in
wait.
the
So that would
value of human
affect
life
All
flew
for One
directly
and
in
all
the
the
face of
other
the world that
souls
Mahito
inside of
knew
it.
to
I
be
see
cruel
where that's
and
going.
meaningless.
Okay.
So he made it his mission to crush
Or
Yuji's
one for
spirit
all.
before killing him, murdering his friends, defiling their corpses, and brutally battering him before going in for the kill.
And he's got the strength to do it. Mahito's one of the most powerful curses in the world, and his growth is exponential.
Fellow disaster curse Jogo was able to summon a massive meteor
Okay,
capable
here's
of
the
reducing
AP
the city of
feeds.
Shibuya to ash.
That'd take an energy of over 800 kilotons of TNT.
Okay.
And Mahito can take as good as he can give, especially when in the throes of
If
struggle
that's
against
where he
Yuji,
caps,
he evolved,
I think Shiggy's
unlocking
winning
a
this one.
vastly more powerful form, the instant body of distorted killing.
Complete with armored exoskeleton and arm blades, this was a taste of the almighty curse Mahito was growing into, a true blight on all mankind.
It wouldn't last. In a bitter battle of resolve, Yuji won out. And a
Okay,
dog-eat-dog
wow, the main
world,
character won,
there
that's
was
crazy.
now a bigger wolf.
So he tucked tail and ran away like a bitch. What do you know? Life suddenly became a whole lot more meaningful the second it looked like it was about to end.
Oh my
All
god,
that
Smiley
gleeful
Friends.
nihilism, just a bitter hypocrisy in the end.
For him, maybe, but Mahito found a convert in his archenemy. After a battle that wiped
I'm
out
tweaking,
thousands of
boss.
innocent people, Yuji's youthful spirit was gone. The only thing left that mattered was exorcising this curse.
In a way, that was Mahito's final victory, the destruction of another human being's soul. He may not have been around to see it, but the curse Mahito inflicted on the world would bring it to its
Damn.
knees. Hey, do you see that join button? Yeah, that one.
No,
That's
no.
your ticket to being a death battle champion.
Okay, I think
As a
Shig-
champion, you get all sorts of
So
exclusive
Shigaraki is
death
way
battle
stronger.
content, like extra videos, live chats,
But
and setting
Mahito
up your own matchup ideas. And the support helps
has
us
soul
make even
manipulation.
more death battle. So thank
But
you
also
for
his
being a
domain is
champion.
countered by him having a bunch of other
All right,
gods
the
inside of
combatants are
it.
set, and we
So
run the data through
I
all
guess Shigaraki.
possibilities.
I don't know.
It's time for a death
I don't know anything about
battle!
these characters other than what I just learned this past like 20 minutes. Alright, I'm rooting Shigaraki, I guess. Oh my god, this looks so pretty already. Oh! Oh, that. I don't think you should be doing that. I think you gotta get that checked out. Okay, that's Shigaraki. That's Mahito. Okay, he can see him. Okay, good.
Powerful villain stalking these parts. My organization is going to tear this putrid world
Shigaraki's the
down
one with the red
around
cloak,
us.
I think.
We could
Yeah,
use
that's-
a freak
yeah,
of
okay,
your
yeah.
talents.
Little old me. Do I want to be king of the social rejects? How
Oh
about
my god,
I
Moro's
bring your
lip
head
syncing is so much
instead?
better
Fine by
than
me.
it was.
Let's call this your audition. Sickum.
Okay. We gotta some of the lackeys. Alright. Oh, fucking beam struggle made of flesh? That's gross. Oh my god.
Did you actually just say that?
He looks like Afton.
God, how lame!
Ew. Okay. Did he clone himself?
Audition over. Did I get the part?
Oh.
Decay.
This is so pretty. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh! The Black Flash! Oh, fuck, it's the wall of flesh. Okay, they were both their super forms. I'm just waiting for the domain expansion. Another Black Flash. Is that a Black Flash every time it does the red and black thing?
Got domain expansion.
Okay, here we go. So is All for One gonna come out now? Is that 3D? That looks 3D.
You're just a scared little boy whose daddy is mean and wants to make it everyone else's problem. Grow up.
Oh, now he's. Oh my god, this is hype.
Hands off my masterpiece.
This is. Okay, this is cool. Oh my god, you just shattered a domain like that?
I felt your soul too. You only hate humanity because
Dude, this is so cool. Oh my god. I gotta get out of here.
for a reason.
Oh yeah, you know he's cooked.
You grow up.
Oh. He got red rushed, bro. Okay, Shigaraki did
What did
win.
I say, Wiz? Like a bitch.
With their complex power sets, this match was a puzzle to figure out, which is why we're breaking it down to 3 categories: physical stats, survivability, and their powers.
Okay.
But first,
Shigaraki
let's address
takes
one
physical
thing.
stats.
Could Shigaraki even see Mahito? He's an invisible curse after all.
Cursed energy and quirks are notably different, and Shigaraki wouldn't be able to see curses normally. However, even regular humans can spontaneously develop the ability to see curses in
Okay.
life and death scenarios. And with the Surge quirk, Shigaraki would have had no problem tracking it.
So
Okay,
seeing
that makes
Mahito
sense.
wouldn't have been an issue. With that out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
This was no contest. Despite the disaster curses being able to destroy entire cities with their cursed energy, Shigaraki's scaling to Deku and Bakugo meant he was calculably millions of times stronger.
He was faster
Makes
too,
sense.
considering he could react to light beams, while Mahito's Black Flash
Okay,
could
he has
nearly
light speed
1,000
stuff,
times
okay.
the speed of sound. Nothing to scoff at, but Shiggy was thousands of times faster. Shigaraki
Alright.
takes stats.
But survivability was a little trickier to figure out.
Yep, in terms of raw durability, Shigaraki was a lot tougher, and his ability to generate new flesh meant that he could heal any wounds he might receive super easy.
However,
But so can Mahito.
is a curse and is immune to the kind of overwhelming physical damage Shigaraki could dish out. Not only that, Mahito's regenerative ability via idle transfiguration meant that he'd come back from anything short of spiritual damage.
Considering Mahito's unique curse body, he should actually get the edge in survivability.
Okay,
Which
that makes
presents
sense.
a crucial question. Could Shigaraki even kill a curse like Mahito in the first place?
Or would Mahito's unkillability give him the time he needed to eventually put Shiggy down with idle transfiguration?
It all comes down to their powers.
Shigaraki had a lot more variety with all of the crazy quirks All for One had collected over all the
Right,
years.
that makes sense.
But none that we know of could properly kill a curse. That didn't mean idle transfiguration was a surefire bet either, though.
Of all things, Shigaraki's vestiges served as a spiritual shield from the effects of
Yeah,
idle
like
transfiguration.
how
the fact that
Yuji's
Mahito
was.
could not avoid targeting Sukuna while attacking Yuji meant that he couldn't target specific souls inside a person.
Because fucking
Shiggy has
face.
hundreds of soul-like entities inside of him. Sure, each one down means he loses a quirk, but that's more than enough time to land a single hit with Decay, especially considering how much faster Shiggy is.
And Mahito has no way
But can
to defend
Decay
against
kill
Shigaraki's
him?
primary quirk. Decay has affected spiritual beings in the past.
Okay, I guess I can.
Vestiges. In fact, he was able to damage Deku's vestige and have that damage transferred to the Deku in the real world.
Huh.
Mahito may be made of spirit energy, but he still has a physical form. In fact, sorcerers that couldn't naturally target the soul were able to fight him on even footing. No reason to think Shiggy wouldn't decay him like everyone else.
Giving Shigaraki the third and
Okay, that makes
final
sense.
edge.
Alright, again, I don't know shit about either of these characters other than what I just learned,
Unstoppable
but
powers
the
and deadly
outcome
decay
makes
spelled
sense,
the end
you
of
know?
the disaster curse.
Nothing else
If
to
they're-
say.
if
You
they're-
really gotta hand it to Shigaraki.
Let me know down in the
The
comments whether you agree with
winner
this
is
or not.
Tomura Shigaraki.
Alright, who's next?
Next time on Death Battle.
What is this? Oh, Master Chief and Doom. I still really think
Subscribe
I know
and join
this
as
is
a
the,
member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
this is the thing that won the rematch poll. I still think Shadow versus Mewtwo should have won. Because this is kind of a stomp, right? I don't know if Master Chief has anything near Doomslayer's fucking like universe busting shit. Isn't he like multi? I don't know. I don't know much about these characters, but I guess I'm rooting Doomslayer next time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Only a small percentage of my viewers subscribe, so you want to subscribe. That really helps out the channel. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys in some of my other videos. Hopefully, I do other Palkia videos. Remember that. Bye.